Okay.
In the 1960s,
I'll be the guinea pig.
there's a thing going on called
What?
the Cold War.
Tell me what to do
That's
here.
when
George?
the U.S. and Russia basically had two clashing sociological ideas. The U.S. and all free countries use democracy and capitalism for their markets, and the Soviet countries would use capitalism and and
I'll give you chocolate.
I want chocolate. Lindsay wrote just so
would use communism and be very aggressive to their people. Basically a dictatorship throughout their whole country, where one person would be in more power than everyone else, instead of everyone being equal like they want. And one of the countries that was communist was Cuba. And since Cuba was so close to America and had easy missile strike range for Russia and Soviets, there was a constant threat of them having missiles. And there's a point when the U.S. and Cuba were getting really close to coming to blows and actually launching nuclear missiles, which could easily have ended the world by a just chain reaction of everyone shooting off their nukes and killing everyone. And that is what we call the Cuban Missile Crisis. It's also called the Bay of Pigs. It happened in 1962, around early October to mid-October, and it was basically it's very important for many reasons. Obviously, it's a big milestone of the Cold War, and the reason it's a big milestone is because it shows multiple countries choosing not to use nukes instead of actually using them, because they realized if they did, one country used it, it's mutual destruction for every other country on Earth, and most people generally don't want to destroy the whole world.
Okay, well, let's try to get ready. Close your eyes.
It's also important because it helps lead into American idea of the domino effect, where a formerly democracy country has a revolution and turns communist, and all of its neighbors will eventually slowly try and turn communist with them, and basically leave America as the only ones left that are non-communist. And one of the effects of that was actually the Vietnam and Korean War. The Korean War was actually because China was coming through Korea and influencing them into being more of a communist state and trying to make them communist. And then the actual Koreans that still lived there that didn't want to be it, obviously was like, nah, and had a revolution and tried to fight back against the Chinese changing their way of life, and eventually America sent in soldiers to help train at first, train the Korean army, and then stay and station and fight. Vietnam is a very similar situation but instead of starting and having the U.S. going first, the French, surprisingly, were one of the first ones to go in. In fun fact, actually, not that fun of a fact, but surprising fact for many. In Vietnam, America lost 50,000 men. Yes, that is a lot of men. That's more than we should lose. But what they don't understand, they always see that number and just go, oh, it's terrible. We didn't do good. We just died constantly. But North Vietnam, the North Vietnamese Army, the NVA, and the Viet Cong, which how it used to always get mixed up as a kid because it sounds similar, they lost over 300,000 people, men, actual soldiers. So whenever they say they were so superior, they weren't truly superior. All they had was the ability just to flee a battle and leave it at any time, pretty much. So it seemed like they were actually really good at fighting. Anyway, that's why the Cuban Missile Crisis is important.